Hello. They fly now?
They fly now.
It's being reported that they fly now.
That's not a good. I'm not happy to hear that report. So I will ask in an incredulous voice.
Oh, Slim's computer is dead.
Oh yeah, Slim's computer exploded.
Rip in peace.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his PSU broke.
What the? That's a new report for me.
I'm remembering it now. Is of course the problem.
It was a whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, now remembering that Slim's computer died. That brings to, I think, Verdant. You need to roll Destiny.
Well,
It's very good.
congratulations to Ganja to being the only person who rolled positive Destiny.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, so where are we? You have, we'll say recently.
I'm awake. Who said I wasn't awake?
Oh yeah, actually no. This is not a continuation of any. This is we have returned to. We have returned to the episodic nature of this. So where you were last time is less important.
Unimportant, yeah.
However, it is where you are now is important. Because your the lease on the Kane has is up for renewal, which means the ship needs to get taken to the Corellian Engineering Corporation. The Corellian Engineering Corporation sort of like station in the Corellian system. And while you're there, you will probably have to, do your job.
It's, work never ends, you know?
So, while the Kane is, currently being, serviced as well as inspected to make sure you haven't catastrophically destroyed this vehicle. You have been given access to an in-system, a small in-system vessel. She doesn't have a hyperdrive, but she'll get you to any of the planets in the Corellian system.
Oh, it's like a replacement car.
Precisely. This one can't go on the highway.
Yeah, this one it can't go on the highway, but it'll get you around the system while your ship is serviced and being processed. And towards that, you've got a relatively important sort of thing. Because you definitely still need to pay for this thing. You still need to pay the lease, so work never stops.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, lightsaber scarring is well.
It's superficial
Yeah.
damage. It's wear and tear.
It's very explicitly superficial damage. So we'll.
Cobb spent like 18 hours getting most of the bloodstains off the hook room floor. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, the hook room is gonna be interesting.
We left the hook there though.
Yeah.
Not explaining why.
Got-
Okay, that's cool.
It's a cargo hook, you know. Cargo.
So this can be a question for Karmic or a question for, I guess, Corb. What the fuck is a boffin?
A boffin?
Yeah.
They're like a little
Oh, you just-
hairy man. Short, hairy man.
Many of them would
Good
die to
years.
bring you that information.
Yeah.
Mm.
But you're thinking of Emmanuel Boff Hands.
Sorry, Emmanuel Manny Bothhands.
Exactly.
I see. Okay.
But yes, no. So on the I've got the bounty target image, obviously.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
You guys said he was a little hairy man. He looks like a horse.
A little bit.
Yeah,
a
he's
little bit
also a
horse.
horse.
A little bit. What is the?
He also has that dog in him.
Yeah. A little bit of horse. A little bit
Yeah, they're
of.
boys.
A little bit of just like. So the facial structure is defined they have canine, feline, and equine features.
It's like a griffin.
Yeah. And sort of towards that end. Yeah. So this Bothan's just this Bothan's got some sway in the system as the bounty notes indicate. Information broker. Let me give you some. Unless Cobb, would you like to give some Corellia system facts? Because the Corellian system has some very funny facts.
It's been forever since I've been to Corellia, so feel free to fill us in.
All right. Well, good thing, because there is in fact a the brochure at the space station does have here's all the stuff you can do in Corellia, because that is that is as far as your your little CEC, like it's a ship for like you can fit like 10 people into it and you can just kind of putter around the system. So Corellia has now I have to double check if these worlds are if these ones are. Alright, yes. So Corellia has 5 inhabited planets. Several sort of different orbital stations, and are Gus Tetra and Gus Talon, are they? Do they? Okay, yes. So, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to go ahead and increase the number of celestial bodies that are actively colonized in this system is somewhere in the double digits. There are 5 planets, like several moons, a bunch of space stations, including a really fucking weird one, which is at the. Let's see here. Why is it called Center Point Station aside from just being called Center Point Station?
Isn't it in like the middle of the sector or something?
Yes, I'm thinking but also that doesn't make sense because that's where the star goes.
Usually, yeah.
I guess it's at the center of the system. There is a station. There is a like a 350 kilometer long from tip to tip station. That is known as Center Point Station. But there is the Corellian system has got a lot of stuff in it, including I think like 4 separate. Okay, no, 3 separate native species, and I'm including Corellian humans as a native species. And it's the Corellian system is filled to burst with random shit.
Cool.
And you've got your bounty hunting target, who is did I list them up as being on Corellia proper? Nope, I just said operating the Corellian system. All right. Oh, the Corellian sector even, which is even bigger.
Cool. I suppose the question would be to Cobb. If you were looking to get information in this sector, where would you start?
You know anything about our target? Like what industry, quote unquote, he's in? He's an information broker, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't mean to stereotype, but
Yeah.
Isn't this whole campaign just a lot of species-based stereotypes?
Oh, no, don't be ridiculous. Whoa.
I think someone
I
got
also
a
was very
touchdown in
mad.
the game Rogue was watching. I know the Lions just scored one, so. But yeah, I'm giving Cobb the lead on this one. I feel like he's the most familiar in this area.
Says the local security forces have been bribed, so we might start with them. Like look for an IA, look for a rat cop.
Now that could work for sure. I'm down to hook up with the rat cop. The strange type of cop. Yeah, let's Karmic, I would like to use the Bounty Hunter network to try and get in contact with an IA official on this planet.
all right. So with your Bounty Hunters Guild badge, as well as your stuff, you should be able to you're able to get a meeting. You're able to get onto the one of the Corsac platforms. Specifically a deep space platform that they operate in the system.
Perfect, the flex.
And your credentials will let you land there. So from what you can tell, the outpost is not this outpost, as you are arriving, is not like it's not like a central facility. It's very clearly an outpost rather than like they've moved their entire operations onto a space station for whatever reason. But there are still multiple offices, multiple levels, including a including an internal affairs office on board the station.
Okay, that's good.
And then so while on here, what's the what's a good skill for you to be using here?
Is this to find an IA office or to like get in?
To get in. They have an internal affairs like office. They've got like there is like a little office with like 3 desks and
Yeah, there's a little map at the reception that you could follow,
yeah.
like at a shopping mall.
Maybe Streetwise.
Yeah, I like Streetwise for this. I do like Streetwise for this. That's good.
And there's someone who has no ranks in it because that would require being smart. I will leave it up to you guys.
I do have 1 rank in it, but only 2 points of cunning, so I'm still pretty trash at it.
I mean, I have 3 points in cunning if you want to do a combined check.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, you can put 1 yellow and 2 greens down.
And then your difficulty is going to be 3. Yeah, 3. All right, yeah. So with your Bounty Hunters Guild badge and your knowledge of going and whining to internal affairs as just like a concept, you were able to sort of pool your resources and get to speak to a Lieutenant James Typho. Who is representing the interests of Corsac Internal Affairs on board this outpost.
Okay.
Lieutenant Typho is a human woman, or at least a near human woman. I'm not gonna pretend that any of the players here, aside from maybe Kazhov, could tell a difference, and that's only because Kazhov occasionally demonstrates some incredible levels of supremacy.
Of phrenology. Okay.
What? When are we gonna demonstrate phrenology?
You have the phrenologist subclass from Pathfinder. We all know this. Okay. I still think I'm gonna let either Cobb or Kajov take the lead on this one. This is not my area of expertise at all. For a change. I feel like they're much more accustomed to actual criminals, while I'm just accustomed to chopping them with my lightsaber into little pieces.
Yeah.
So.
Your core competency is walking into people with a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. And frankly, I don't entirely operate under how the law would want a bounty hunter to operate. So I'll probably end up confessing to some of my many crimes by accident talking to this IA official.
So we found their offices.
Yeah, you're so not only like you found the office, and also you're fairly certain that Lieutenant Typho will speak with you. If you just go, hey, we're bounty hunters, we're looking to break this guy.
Yeah. So, knock, knock, knock on the door. Officer Typho, are you in there?
Yes, hello.
So, yeah, hello. We are a crew of seasoned bounty hunters, and we've been sent by the guilds to look after the acquisition of one Paul Isfay, who we've heard has been active in this system and has been compromising system security. We were wondering if y'all had a file on him.
Well, you've got your bounty hunting credentials. You've got your bounty hunting credentials available.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's on my belt.
you have the lanyard that has Navarre's name and picture on your belt.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
We all do.
You
Absolutely.
are Navarre. I don't.
I sewed it onto your clothes while you were asleep.
Is that why people have been addressing me as Navarre randomly on the street?
Probably. Yeah.
That's fun.
By the way, Navarre, you probably owe people several 100,000 credits at this point.
Not sure how that happened, but
I feel like no one is gonna try and collect that debt from me. Something tells me.
but yeah. So our actual file on him is not as extensive as we would like, but we've got some information on sort of where he haunts when he's on various planets. He typically makes sort of a loop of locations. He's also got a Starliner that we are aware of.
Oh, okay, that's good, lady.
He's not particularly. He's not. I'm not gonna say he's. It's not that he's not subtle. It's that he can, at this point, afford to not be subtle.
Okay, so you boys feel like going on cruise?
We're going on cruise?
You're going on a Starliner.
Yeah, okay.
I see.
It's fine by me.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I thank Typho or Typhus or whatever his name was for his time and for the lead, and I'll say wish us luck, and we'll be off.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Carmack has been watching his pro roll. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know I don't understand. All right.
Well, because it's always they're on like a cruise island and someone like gets like killed and he's like, oh, I see, and then he gets everyone in a room and says, "This MF did it." You know?
I have. That is true. So the Starliner is not. It's not like a big cruise ship. Let me make sure this thing can. All right. Well, whoa. Actually, no. Never mind. So it is a minstrel class, a minstrel class space yacht. Which how many ranks in Underworld do you have, Verdant?
One.
Alright, then you might not actually know this offhand. Would you like to chance yourself knowing this random factoid that I could present?
Sure.
In that case, it's going to be a 2 difficulty Underworld check.
1 sec. Oh?
Oh, alright. Not only do you know about this, you actually recognize when you were looking at this this ship, you immediately recognize it as Jabba the Hutt has one of these.
What the fuck?
It's called the Star Jewel, and I think that Triumph means, if you want to, you have been on the Star Jewel.
We'll say yes, actually. I have been on the Star Jewel.
Yeah, so you've actually been on... Obviously, Jabba the Hutt's done some modifications to it, presumably. But you're pretty sure you're going to be able to easily find your way around this Starliner.
Oh, hell yeah.
You definitely know it better than anybody else is going to expect.
Okay. Minus all the accommodations made for the giant space slug.
Yeah, minus all the accommodations made for the giant space slug, which you can kind of guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the other thing you know about them is they are pretty well armored for a like basically a large yacht.
Mm-hmm.
They are they're a bit very large for a bit very well armed for that purpose.
Pretty interesting that they chose a very well-armed yacht for this, the Corellian system.
Yeah, no, when you put it like that, actually, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be getting a ticket on this yacht is actually not as expensive as you'd expect. It doesn't, since the yacht doesn't leave the system, and instead just kind of takes you from major city in the Corellian system to major city in the Corellian system.
Going on a little tour?
Yeah, it just does a simple loop, and then sort of it stays at each port for like about week and a half, and then continues on. And this is where Polis Fey is he's based out of it.
Mm.
So yeah, so you're gonna need to get tickets somehow onto it. They're not super expensive, but I know that money is always a concern.
You know, I probably know that they would have a very cheap, if there's a very cheap lodging or a room, or I could just sneak my way onto the yacht.
You could theoretically try and sneak your way onto the yacht.
The rest of you would need to buy tickets. This would only be for me.
It would be more difficult to sneak more people onto the yacht, yes.
Mm-hmm.
More difficult, impossible.
Yeah, impossible. Absolutely, no one's ever done it. Anyway, so while everyone else is buying tickets for this yacht, I'm just going to try and sneak my way on board and pretend like I've always been there.
Alright. Alright, in that case, I'd like a
I'll be right back.
deception test or skullduggery? Alright, so Jedivarson and Cobb. I think you two are the most reasonable and most willing to just go, well, fuck it, we'll just spend the money and buy tickets to get on board this yacht.
That would probably be my approach, yes.
Yeah, the two people are just like, yeah, we'll just buy tickets. We won't try and sneak on or whatever.
Tickets? I can't spare $1 for tickets. It was a deception test against what?
Deception or skullduggery. It depends on which one you use.
Which one would be easier?
I think deception actually
Oh,
would be easier.
Okay, I'll use deception then.
Yeah, deception will be slightly easier because you're basically just lying to the
Lying is always the easiest option. It's always a good choice. Always lie.
yeah, and your difficulty is going to be two purple.
Yes! I don't have to pay anyone anything.
Yeah, so the mechanics think you're trying to just run away from some debts, which seems likely that to be true, even if that's not what you're currently doing.
I think that's always passively true.
Yeah. So towards that end, they are willing to accommodate you in getting on board this liner, and they're willing to let you kind of hang around to the next port, which will be in a few. Yeah, they're willing to let you hang on to the next port. After that, they are going to probably start asking you to provide them with material support. Which is to say, you'll have to work.
Is there anything else I could try?
Well, that's a problem for future Kajov. Future Kajov might be forced to work. But yes, so you are all now, the four of you are now on board the luxury liner. And, the luxury liner will be headed out in, it'll head out, like, in...
Where's the gambling hall?
Day or two. So the luxury liner is not yet, like, people have not yet begun, well, actually no, people would always be. There would always be your fellow degenerate gamblers who are on board the ship.
Well, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, you're there.
I'm
So
gonna look for anyone that looks like they would hang out with us.
and what do you mean by that?
Anyone who looks like they work for a living, like, but not on the ship. They don't work on the ship, but they look like they have like a real job.
Oh yeah, no, there are plenty of people who are like. There are plenty of like, what appear to be sort of, human Krellians, Solonians, or Draal, who are all. Though there are only a handful that are on the ship right now. because
Mhm.
most of the ones that like most of the people who work for a living would be using this opportunity to go experience the city that they've been taken to.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone looks a bit shady?
I mean, there are shady folks. The shady folks are mostly the ones who are sticking around, who have stuck around.
I'm on the boat.
Yes. You see Kashov in terms of the shady people you can see right off the bat.
Oh no, I can I can look at things and just sort of excise casual from view at all times.
You just actively
I'm
edit Kashov.
capable of unpersoning casual whenever possible. Okay, I think I'm gonna look at Cobb. I'm gonna go. All right, what's next?
Oh God. Sorry, I'm too hungover to put on the spotlight.
Fair. I feel like everyone is like tired mode today, which is a
Yeah.
problem, cause especially for me, because I'm the one who always drives everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't notice any like obviously extremely shady people. Comic. No one who.
Yeah, I gotta say, we're looking for a Bothan. Let's slim it down that way. How many Bothans are on the ship? Is it many, or have we not seen many Bothans yet?
So the thing that I'm going to kind of specify for is that your target has not appeared on the ship yet, at least as far as you can tell. If he is still on the ship, he is like locked up in a stateroom somewhere.
Yeah.
But also the ship is still docked for like another day or two.
Okay, so he could. Yeah, but that's what I'm wondering is like, are there many Bothans on the ship that he would hide among, or would we instantly notice suddenly there was a Bothan walking?
There have been a couple of Bothans,
There have been a
but
couple.
the Bothans that have like there have been a couple of like high class Bothans who are clearly like there are a couple of high class Bothans who are clearly there to like we're gonna go ahead and go experience Corellia on this tour of the system. That's what we're doing. That's this year. That's this year for us. And then there are not yet, but if you ask anybody, they will say that there's like this there's this group of like 10. There's this group of scruffy looking Bothans, upwards of 10, who will kind of pile on at the very last minute and then just kind of wander around the ship, making nuisances of themselves.
Naturally.
So the theoretically he has a crew that he is rolling with that they are Bothans as well.
How big is this ship again? Like 1,000 people fit in it? Less? More?
Less actually.
Less? Okay.
The vessel holds 75 passengers. Yes.
Okay, so it
75
is just like the size of a large yacht, not like a cruise ship. Okay.
Yeah, it is a large yacht that is being used as a cruise ship. And you've got and I'm gonna say 60 of those passengers are locals who have saved up an entire year's income to go and take a trip around the system.
How many of those locals who saved up a year's income are in gambling ring?
A thing you're gonna realize, Kashov, is that the gambling is incredibly low stakes. In fact, one of the tables doesn't even appear to be actually using money. It appears to be using, like, shipboard drinks vouchers.
What the fuck?
And then there is a table that, like, there is a table with a minimum ante that is a bit extensive. I'm gonna say like a 250 credit ante table, but there is nobody at that table currently.
Oh, so it's a free win.
That's not how. That's
Yes, you'll put down your $250 credit ante and then win it right back.
yeah. Yeah, I guess you can see that as a free win.
Just gotta rack up those wins on the scorecard.
So 10 minutes later, Cobb has a response to Nevere and saying, well, this fella's an information broker, right? Why don't we just pose as someone in desperate need of information? Get the feelers up that we're looking for something lost.
Neve is just gonna go, alright, I've done this one a lot. And then he is gonna sort of go to like a more populated thing with Cobb and just start saying like very loudly, like a big idiot. Oh man, it's just so hard to get information around here, you know? It's like it's all locked down. Crazy.
Okay, are you saying this before the ship takes off or after the ship takes off?
No, I'll wait till after the ship takes off. I think that's funny, yeah.
I like the idea of just like you going into like this, like going into, because the main populated floor right now is the gambling floor because the ship's docked, so no one's using any of the observation domes. No one's looking out into deep space. No one's like hanging out like at any of the places because like the restaurants are like you can find a cheaper restaurant in the city. And you just walk into like this place where the only people there are incredibly degenerate
gamblers, yeah.
And Kazrov, but I repeat myself. And you loudly say, I just need some... But oh, yes. With that in mind, so with the ship sort of lifting off and heading into the heading into the space of the system. Yeah, you just like, man, you're doing the play that you make, the usual play.
It's the bread and butter, you know. It just works.
All right, so a Solonian, which I guess I should grab a Solonian.
Oh, I did have to Google that, but Lamau, yeah. We are in Corellia, I suppose.
When in Corellia, you get to see the otter people. But yes, so a Solonian approaches you and says,
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Cobb steps in and says, oh, well, you see, my friend is just opining because for the last several years, they've been looking for their parents that abandoned them as a child at a monastery. They've been trying to reconnect, and we think we've tracked some leads down to the Corellian system, but alas, it's just one dead end after another. If only there was some way we could barter or trade for this very hard to come by information that we seek.
Yeah, after making such a huge fortune, even after being an orphan, it sure would be great to spend it on something so close to my heart. And that is the same voice Neve uses. Like, he's just...
Can I get a deception test?
Okay. I do not have deception despite constantly lying.
I know. Well, Nevaire's deception is like my deception, where the lies just nothing is the truth. Nevaire says.
I feel like not having skills and things that he constantly does is kind of like Nevaire's hallmark.
It really is the gimmick. Yeah, it's quite beautiful, really. So that's just my base cunning, right?
Yes, that would just be your base cunning.
What's the difficulty?
Though you are getting help from Cobb. Cobb is corroborating your story.
Okay.
Let's figure out what this difficulty is. Because it'd be deception versus. All right, it's gonna be.
I'm gonna post this image in the Star Wars chat because it makes me laugh. Oh,
yeah.
you already posted it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a classic Colonian image.
Oh, wait,
That's fun.
wait. Oh, wait, was it the?
Yeah, it's the one of Han Solo
It's Han
punching the
Solo-
otter.
It's Han Solo punching an otter.
Not
Yeah.
just any otter. She's like the princess of all the otters too.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
That checks out. Yeah, I think that it's been a while since I read that, but that sounds right.
Some court intrigue. I don't remember the broad strokes, but he falls in love with one of the princesses, and like she has an aunt or a sister who's like a scheming bitch trying to like usurp the throne.
Yeah. I mean, with that much jewelry, she ought to be a noble.
No, no.
This is great.
What's the difficulty?
Sorry. The difficulty is gonna be 1 red, 1 purple.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that one was pretty damn bad.
Wait.
I hope
Just don't
the
build
Patriots
dams.
score
She's not a
Let's
beaver.
say-
That's
I was gonna say,
racist.
I don't think otters feel
We're going for
damned.
racist jokes here.
I don't think otters feel damned.
Racist puns.
Alright, so Karmic, you said I was getting some help from Cobb. What does that look like with my 2
Does
green
Cobb
dice?
have any skill in deception?
God no. Too
Alright,
cunning. That's it.
Then that is a boost die.
Okay. Green, green, blue against purple, red, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Alright, so the response you get from this Solonian is, I mean, look, I'm sure he would love to help you. I'm sure my boss would love to have helped you. But this sounds more like a thing you should ask the Green Jedi to deal with. This seems more like their speed. No offense to whatever this. No offense to whatever that was. This seems like a thing you should be bothering the Green Jedi to deal with.
Wait, your boss? Wait, I thought you were just another friendly traveler like us.
Well,
You work here?
I don't work. I mean, I am working, but I do not work here.
Ah. Yeah. Cobb puts his finger where his nose should be and just like smiles knowingly.
That seems.
Does not break eye contact either.
I know that seems like a really weird like cultural cachet thing for Cobb to latch onto, tapping where the nose is supposed to be.
That's fun. Nevaire is gonna say, no, listen, I need all the help. I've tried everyone else. It's crazy. You know, you offer people big stacks of credits and they don't even want to take them. So I mean, it's probably something really dangerous or crazy or like something. Only the best knowledge broker could possibly help. And like once again, he is just he's back at it.
He's back on his bullshit. Did Nevaire's voice, did Nevaire start getting louder as he started saying the...
I think so.
It would take such a great information broker in order to get it done.
Just projecting through the hallways and into the back rooms.
Kajal walks up. Hey, you need information?
Casual floats in. Casual floats in, not realizing that this is Nevaire doing the Nevaire bit. That's actually great.
Alright, does that actually happen? Do I
yeah.
have to
Okay, yeah,
buy
sure.
stuff?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I think Nevere will do what Nevere always does when Kajov does something ridiculous, and just pretend he doesn't exist. So pretend they don't exist. And so he's just gonna keep looking at the otter person like, I'm
gonna level with you completely. I work for someone who deals in information. However, he is currently he cannot help you. This much I know. He cannot help you.
I'm gonna narrow my gaze at him, and I'm gonna go, no, I think he can. And I'm gonna put my arm on his wrist and say, I'm pretty sure you should take me to him.
Is the Solonian wearing clothes, or are they just nudes? Preferred.
I mean, you're asking some
What?
deep. You're asking some questions that
I'm gonna say,
I have.
I do. When I was reading the Legends article on them, one of the listed quotes was, "I just wish they would wear pants."
This Solonian's wearing body armor.
Does he have pockets?
Yes, belt pouches instead of pockets.
Okay, because I was wondering, would it be possible, potentially, to plant a little tracking device onto this guy? Like, slip something in his pockets while he's talking to the bear. Maybe
Cobb,
just spell
you're
check.
being too cerebral. I'm 2 steps away from pulling out the lightsaber.
Yeah, Kyle, I think I understand. So the Solonian is
Okay,
going to the Solonian is going to repeat. I assure you, my employer cannot help you.
Okay, Cobb, how committed to your tracking operation?
Not. I just had the thought and figured if no one else is gonna do something, I should try something.
No, I'll do a monster. I'll keep the story feral.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out my lightsaber, not turn it on, and just hold it in front of the Solonian. And I say, actually, I think I would really, really like to meet your boss.
Wait, wait. All right. You know what? The Solonian stalls for a bit. Very, very nervous, very, very sort of panicked. Before looking. Oh, actually, hey Cobb, how tall are you? Cobb and Nevere, how tall are both of you?
Cobb is not particularly tall by humanoid standards, but he's like average for a Duros, like 5'6".
Yeah, Nevada's like 5'7", which makes every time he tries to be cool funny.
All right, so this Solonian can look directly over both of your heads easily.
Correct. Yeah, for sure.
So after stalling for a bit, the Solonian pauses and stops, sighs, and says, "All right, come with me." So Kajov. Kajov and Jenna, what have you guys been doing while they're doing this stuff?
Well, I already established what I did.
Yeah, you wandered in when you heard them talking about saving big money at Menards. But aside from that, what have you been doing? What did you do What did you do immediately after that / immediately before?
Well, that kind of escalated, like, immediately after I jumped in, so I think I'm more interested in what's going on here now.
Yeah, because Kajov did interject into the conversation for a little bit. So they were there when Nevere pulled the lightsaber. Rogue hasn't spoken up in a bit, so we don't know what Janna's up to.
I was waiting for Casual to finish.
Fair enough, yeah.
I was gonna say, so Janna has been observing this conversation from a distance because those two have been being extremely you know,
High profile.
attention attracting. So I want to see if anyone is like paying particular attention or following them, especially after that lightsaber gets pulled out.
You know what? I'm gonna ask for you, Jennifer. I'm gonna ask for a vigilance check while you're watching stuff. While you're
Alright.
while you're keeping
Love
an
to
eye on
have
stuff.
someone in the party being vigilant.
I'm gonna need a 3 difficulty vigilance check. All right. So, Jenniferson, you lose track of what's happening with the conversation between Navarre Cobb and the Solonian, but that is because you notice happening relatively quietly, but you notice some sort of like medical emergency happening off in one direction. There is a Bothan who is talking to there's a Bothan talking to some ship workers. The Bothan's looking panicked. The ship workers make a call on a comlink, and 2 ship workers with two medics sprint down and go with the Bothan.
Alright, I'm going to try and follow them.
Thought you would. So I'm gonna want streetwise, for going through the crowd, for making it through the crowd, or stealth, for trying to like sneak into like a service hallway.
Okay. I'm gonna use stealth. What's the difficulty?
For the difficulty, it is going to be. Let me find who's actually looking at you right now. Who's actually paying attention to this right now? That would be the perception test you're going against. I guess yeah, it would just be I guess it would just be the mechanics. So, your difficulty is 2 purple.
Okay.
Yes, you duck into a service hallway, and are able to sort of keep the 3 who are headed towards something, and you see one of the stateroom doors is open, and the room appears covered in blood.
Well, that's not good.
And there is a heavily wounded, from this distance, probably dead, Bothan. There's clear signs of struggle, and a Bothan with a number of pretty nasty looking wounds.
And are the people who came into the room like interacting with it at all, or?
Yes, they are. The 2 medics are there down, trying to see if the Bothan is alive. And also, with those advantages, you see that sort of pushing through the crowd, is a Solonian, followed by Navarre and Cobb. Navarre, Cobb, you are led past a security cordon by the Solonian, and you come across a stateroom that has been trashed. There is blood everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kashov also following along?
I've been in like ships like this before, so this is absolutely not unusual to me.
Kajab is embarking on yet another casual moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so yes, so yeah, you have arrived, there is a scene of a violent death, and some medics who are going to be taking a body out to do something with it eventually.
Sorry, can you repeat that comic?
You have been led to your bounty target, or at least
Okay.
you presume to be your bounty target, who has been violently killed.
Oh.
And the two shipboard medics are checking the body, and then will eventually, unless you stop them, take the body off to the medical wing, I guess, to keep the body, to store the body until the ship makes until the ship lands.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the two medics. I'm gonna go. So, how dead is he? Would you guys say? Like, we're talking like brain death over here.
You say that to the medics who are. We've confirmed that he's dead.
Right. Well, funny story. I'm gonna
No
need
one's
that
ever really
body.
gone. I'm sorry I spoke over you.
How dare you? Yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, I'm gonna need that body. Important Republic business. The laughing is just me.
As soon as that line is spoken, Cobb's eyes kind of like open, like, what, body? What?
Oh, Cobb comes to the.
I think I dozed off there for a second. I was
Yeah.
sleepwalking.
yeah. So Cobb, you realize now that the Salonian that was leading you to their boss has led you to a scene where a Bothan has been violently beaten to death.
Oh, damn. I wonder what information this was for. I assume that's the primary cause of death among Bothans.
This can be the only like form of death for the Boffins, surely. Sorry, comic. Do the medics say anything in return of me just saying I need the body?
No,
And yeah, I have the reputation as the racist one.
we're not giving. We're not. What?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
That's the reaction. I thought at first you said no, they don't have a reaction. They're fine with it.
So I'm gonna pull out the bounty hunter's badge and I'm gonna show them the bounty. And I'm gonna go. I'm pretty sure this is my bounty.
I mean, so are you saying that you violently beat him to death? You
No,
violently
no.
beat the shit out of him?
If we killed him, you'd know.
Yeah, the smell would be unmistakable.
Yeah. I mean, we don't care who killed him. He is our bounty target, though.
Probably, maybe. But we can't be sure unless we take the body. So, paperwork, bureaucracy, all that. It's really, our hands are tied. We can't do anything about it. The cop just makes a move for the body, starts dragging it off.
Let's just go with him. Like, they're both just like,
Yeah,
like,
so
very, like, just
tied.
over there at the office, boys. Comic, wouldn't you say this is the first time this has happened to us?
The first
I'm
time-
going to
the
attempt to
first time
follow
you've
a distance.
you've attempted to seize a body that you had nothing to do with the death of.
I would like to say that I'm attempting to follow a distance where it doesn't look like I'm associated with these people, but it's not very likely to work.
No,
Listen, we're
it's
embarrassed to be
impossible
associated
work
with you. You
because,
don't get to do that.
you had to literally cross a security cordon to get here.
I will still attempt.
you begin.
If only for my sake.
You begin backing away. So what was it? What was it you asked? I was distracted.
Who do you mean?
So what was the wording you used to attempt to your continuing attempts to seize the body?
Oh, it doesn't matter who killed him. Obviously, we didn't. But he's our bounty target regardless. And then me and Cobb just went to start picking up the body.
Yeah, like, sorry, this bureaucracy, our hands are tied, you know. I wish we could make your job easier, but we've got our own job to do. Go for the body, pick it up, and take it out.
This is not. Yeah, that's not gonna be allowed.
Are they gonna tug of war us for the body, or?
Yeah, this is. I'm going to open up the bounty code, and I'm going to say it clearly states bounty targets of contracts issued by the guild are under our jurisdiction.
Yeah, but this is now
until we collect for the bounty. Cobb jumps in and says, "So if we were to collect the bounty, our job here would be done, and we wouldn't have to take the body with us."
Yes, but this is now a murder investigation.
Yeah, which I'm sure you'll do a great job with your job, but we've got our own job to take care of.
Yes, but this is no longer this person is no longer a bounty.
Okay, listen. I break out an envelope.
You break out an envelope and do what? You break out an envelope.
Jingle it in front of them, like he's in front of a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand what you're doing.
Do you want me to open the envelope and show you the oh god, this was the one full of wood chips?
I don't... No, I don't understand what you are attempting to do.
Pop leans in and whispers in the medic's ear, like, "It's credits.
Yes,
There's credits in the envelope."
Yes, well, that's bully for you then.
How long do you need this body for, anyways?
We are going to keep the body. We are going to keep the body as safe as we can in the med bay until we land on Drawl. And when we land on Drawl, then when we hand it over to the authorities, you can claim it there.
You clearly have not encountered this specific situation before. Let me tell you, as soon as you hand it over to the authorities, they're going to claim they killed him for the good of the Republic, and then we won't be allowed to claim the bounty because they will claim the bounty for their particular department. This happens all the time.
If you simply sign this receipt stating that he's in our custody, that'll be enough for now. At this time and date, Imperial Galactic Standard Hours.
Wait,
Republic Galactic Standard Hours.
Imperial? Wait, what?
Wait a second.
Yeah, it's not new for you guys, but your kids will love it.
That's what the reveal of cops in a Back to the Future situation.
I'm pretty sure your kids won't love it, actually, but
It depends. Yes, that's true. They're non-humans, so maybe they will love it somehow.
Your kids love it. God damn it. Alright, so let's talk about... Yeah, you know what? Sure. Fine. When we get to Drawl, it'll be Corsack's problem to deal with you.
Fantastic. I take the signed receipt from him.
Yep, cool.
Alright, we got a corpse to pick up when we get to our location.
Yeah. Yeah, so they continue taking the body down to the medical wing.
Alright, so is everyone clearing out of the room that he was in?
Yeah, they're gonna eventually pull back a guy, but yeah, right now the way into the room is open. The Solonian is following the corpse down, looking very annoyed at the three of you. The three of you being Kajov, Navarre, and Cobb.
Well, presumably he makes sure that they leave, but once they leave, I'm gonna search the room quickly and see if there's any effects left behind, particularly like, you know, a data pad or bomb or something to that effect.
You know what? I think it's about time I used my magic psychic powers. How long until we get to our destination?
The ship is going to spend about a week of traveling through deep space. The ship sort of plots a meandering course, and it's not changing from that, because it's a cruise, and one person dying doesn't really change that.
Oh yes, but 2 people died.
Are you just gonna start killing people until they decide, well, we have to land now?
No. Well, what I wanted to do was use my my foresee basic power to see how this is actually gonna pan out, but my power only lets me see a day into the future.
I mean, yeah, foresee is fascinating. If you want to use the foresee power, roll the foresee power. I'll make it work.
I'll save it for later, for when one day is a relevant time period, but for right now we'd still just be in space travel.
Yeah, it is true that one day from now is just still in space travel.
Mm-hmm. By the way, to the audience, I have psychic space powers.
You also have a vision-based personal trainer.
An involuntary trainer that has been assigned to me. Really, it's more that he hunted me and kidnapped me, metaphorically.
Yeah, that also not metaphorically. This is also literal.
Well, he attempted literal, but the literal attempt failed. So that's when he resorted to metaphorical.
Alright, so with that in mind,
Carmack, did you get any of what I said before?
so you are going to be before Verdun went and interrupted. That's where we are. Jenna, you are slipping into the room while security walks Kajov, Navarre, and Cobb back to the public areas. You can take the opportunity to duck into the room to investigate the room.
Okay. So I want to look for any personal effects that might have information from this guy, or anything else that appears of substantial interest.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a perception check to
What's the,
search the room. Your difficulty is gonna be 3 difficulty.
Fuck's sake.
Alright, so you don't find any So you were looking for personal effects to towards the goals, yeah?
I'm
And-
sorry. Could you just repeat that sentence?
You were looking for you were looking for personal effects for like the information he has, right?
Yeah.
You don't find any of that, but you do find a full sort of crumpled up and sort of hidden under the desk. You find a letter written on flimsy, written on paper, that basically announces that that Paul Isfay is going to be his time has run out. Assassins will be arriving to kill him with no sort of his days are numbered. My assassins will arrive and kill you when you least expect it.
Is it signed?
It is not signed, no. It is also not written, it is type-faced.
What font?
Actually, it is specifically, it is...
Comic Sans.
It is... You know what? Yeah, it is Comic Sans. It's Comic Sans.
Papyrus. Okay, Comic Sans also good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, I will take that with me, and then leave, being sure not to be seen leaving it.
Yeah, also, you also notice something else, because you got 3 advantages. For all the sort of signs of struggle there are, it's weird. The fight trashed the room, but it's you can't really put your finger fully on what it means just yet, but the fight space looks weird.
Right, I will think about that later, once I'm not in the middle of the suspicious territory.
Yeah. That's just useful info. That's just useful information. I wanna percolate in your head. You're gonna be able to get out of the room before there is now a guy wearing security gear comes up, walks up, and hand on blaster sort of stands in front of door. Also locks door.
That's a lot of security for a dead man.
It's one guy.
How many, morticians have an armed guard? Even one?
Actually, lots of them.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
You
Especially
generally do not want people
the
accessing dead
autopsies for
bodies.
JFK, Martin Luther King Jr., and Jeffrey Epstein. I bet he has lots of armed guards.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Generally, people getting to dead bodies is really bad for them. Just in any context.
Yeah, either for the investigation of a murder or for religious purposes of desecrating a body. It's frowned upon in many societies to interfere with the dead.
In
There's
Japan,
also an important point being missed here, which is this is a cruise ship, and they don't want passengers walking into the scene of a violently dead corpse and
Yeah, that's
ruining
also
the
a good point.
atmosphere.
Yeah, say they do not want people to wander.
it does
into
fuck with the vibes when you
violent
come
murder.
across a dead body.
I wouldn't say that it ruins the ambiance. It certainly changes the ambiance.
It causes some changes to your understanding of the situation.
Transforms the ambiance. Listen, change can be good.
In this case, it's not though.
Yeah,
I
sure,
feel like
sure.
you should be
Especially
legally
not for that
informed
guy
if
who
someone
was
has
dead.
been murdered on the ship. But that's just me.
Well, it's not like he died of something that the rest of the crew has to worry about. Like,
There's a
it's-
murder.
I mean, he was
on board,
violently
though.
beaten to death, and the person who did it is presumably on the ship, so I don't agree
Yeah,
with
but
that.
they're an
What if it's a se-
assassin. They have a
What?
code.
You don't know it's an assassin. It could be a serial murderer.
look, you don't want to start a panic because that's worse. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my take.
Yeah, you do not want a 2-minute warning on your shit.
You do not want to turn. You do not want to.
Where are they leaving? Into space?
Look, there are places for people to just do some absolute fucking shit to themselves.
What if we threw the ship into chaos?
What if you threw the ship into chaos?
We could tell everyone there was a bit of violent murder, I guess.
I mean, just telling them I don't think would have the same effect as like several people walking in to see the body or whatever.
But yeah, so you
We
were
could
able
spread
to,
the rumor that there's a serial murderer on board. Sorry, Karmic.
Yeah, you were able to regroup and plan your next move as theoretically, yeah, you are correct in that there's probably a violent murderer on board.
What are you talking about? There's 5 violent murders on board.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, there's at least 5 violent
I
murders.
will
on
have you
board.
know that
Actually,
I've
yeah,
never
that's a good
engaged-
question. Cobb, one at a time, Cobb goes down the list, pointing at Jana, then Kazov, then
What
Navarre,
violent murder have I ever done?
and then myself. Like, this wasn't us, right? Just gotta double check.
It's none of our signature weapons.
It's none of your
Okay.
MOs. And so
Had to be sure.
there are 4 of you. Since
Yeah.
Jack is back at the Jack is back at the ship.
Jack is he's reuniting with his podcasting buddies or pod racing buddies. They're starting a podcast about
No.
pod racing.
Here's the thing. Jack is with the ship because he's making sure they don't screw us on the damn inspection.
Yeah.
You know?
Jack knows how
Yeah.
to play the inspector.
I don't think it was us, but I do have an idea of who it might have been, and I'm going to dramatically flourish the piece of paper that I stole.
Ooh, regular Poirot on our hands. Very good. Very good.
For the Twi'lek name of Hercule Poirot, where does the apostrophe go?
I think the wildest would be to do it after the U, like Hercule, and then P apostrophe Warot.
Well, no. Remember, there's only the one because the name gets put together.
Oh yeah, that's true. They matched their name together to have like one name.
Yeah, remember, wedge onto these.
I'm glad.
I've been trying. No, go on.
No, I was gonna say I'm glad Rogue remembers Wedge Antilles.
Oh my god.
But yes, so you were saying.
Hercule
Kazha.
Poirot. Yeah, Hercule Poirot. That's his Twi'lek.
You were saying Kazhov, yeah.
I forgot.
Unfortunate.
It's
But yes.
been 5 seconds.
So yes, so you have presented the you have presented the the threatening note. What is the what's the general opinion on the threatening note then?
Kind of seems like not our business.
Wano, I think this is sus. I think something weird is happening here.
You do think something weird is happening here. I will confirm that as your sixth sense.
Mhm.
I think Nevada is just gonna go, listen, we should obviously keep an eye out, but we should also focus on the mission, which is to say, not arousing too much suspicion. And then I'm gonna look at Casual.
What?
I'm just gonna give the look of don't do anything stupid.
When have I done anything stupid?
I mean, I'm not sure this is unrelated to the mission. I mean, we have the corpse, so we're gonna get a 20% of the bounty. But this could be related to the criminal enterprises involved in the, Corsac bribery arrangement. If we want to get some bonus to make up for the reduced bounty there, that might be an avenue for us.
Yeah, I do think that looking into this would prove worthwhile. Definitely. Do we have what was the full text of the note again? Can we hear it? Prove worthwhile.
The full text of the note was, your time has come to an end, Paulus Fay. Right, so, your time has come to an end. When you least expect it, my assassins will destroy you.
Okay, so someone wanted to top Pola's face specifically and make him worried, and then sent assassins right afterwards?
Wait.
Like, did they
Why
give him
would
a
you-
heads up and he hang on to the note? Or did the assassins plant the note on him after killing him as some kind of sleight of hand? Either way, I don't think the note gives us too much to go on forward.
The fact that the note even exists is bizarre. Why would you want to give your target a heads up that they're about to have an assassination attempt against them?
To terrorize them? But if you want to do that, you drag it out. and
Why
not
do you
assassinate
care?
them
They're
right
gonna
away.
be dead.
But it's if it's a personal thing, you want them to suffer.
Are we 100% sure that this corpse is, in fact, our target? There's no cloning or false body or other type
Well,
of...
we need an investigation of the body to really be 100% sure of that. And I tried, but I was unable to get custody of the corpse.
To be
As
fair,
of yet.
what they stopped you from doing is they stopped you from taking the body just somewhere else, because they were
Said,
taking the body to the med bay.
Like I said, I attempted to gain custody of the body.
Yeah,
we
we've
could try and, hack into the ship system, see if, they have any logs, camera footage,
Oh, now there's a ticket.
results of their investigation.
Does anyone actually have ranks in computers? Because I do not, but I do have 4 in, so I'm
But
pretty good nonetheless.
You are smart.
Yeah, I worked a computer or 2 in my life.
I don't know what a computer is.
Yeah.
Same.
So you guys will have to get me in and cover me to some server room while I can do the business. If that's the plan. Which on a ship it's usually on the bridge, but on a ship this big, maybe they have a dedicated like IT room.
You know who might know?
Jack might know.
Well, I was gonna say Kajov.
Casual, buddy, do you know?
What was the question?
If they have their main computer systems in the bridge, or if they have like a dedicated IT room.
I would actually know that.
Yeah, and the answer that you know is yes, they should. Though that could theoretically have been a hut innovation. But it makes sense because the separate sort of the room didn't the server room that you found wasn't necessarily one that a hut could get to easily, so probably.
Yeah. So what do we do with that information?
That's the question, isn't it?
Hmm?
And what alternatives do we have? We could try and search out the assassins.
I
The
was hoping
assassin.
that it would give us some clue as to like a next target that we could either set a trap for them or like at least be in position to respond. But I don't think we have any clues about where the assassins are going next or who they are.
Assuming the assassin exists.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, theoretically, I will say if you go down and say, hey, can we look at the body? We're, the bounty hunters, who wanted custody of the body. Can we, look at him? They're likely to let you do that. You can try and break into the server room to try and get, break into a security substation to try and get, you can break into, the security room to try and get access to the security footage. You can break into the server room to try and pull information from the actual, from all of the servers.
Mm-hmm.
You could go you could go start spreading rumors about the spreading rumors about there potentially being a group of assassins on board.
Mm-hmm. I do have this disguise kit.
You do have a disguise kit.
And I also made a promise that I would help the people working on the ship in some fashion or another.
Well, technically, the crew was incredibly nice. Where it's like, yeah, man, if you just need to get out of town, sure, we'll list you as crew. Just stay out of everyone's way. Don't get involved in anything too strenuous, too dangerous. Don't let anybody kind of know. When we get off at the next planet, we get to Drawl. You'll be able to just head out there. And if you got somewhere going past that, well, then you're gonna have to find a way to get you working, to cover your costs.
So what you're saying is that I'm technically listed as crew.
You are technically listed as crew, yes.
That's very interesting. I don't know where that thought was going.
But yeah.
Well, I feel like the first step would be to figure out who's going to do what.
Okay, and what are the roles available here?
Well, there's the computer room. There's check out the body.
Okay. I think I will, I think I'll go with whoever... Actually, I guess I have to go check out the body because I have the badge. So I will do that.
Is there any... What were the other things that we could do?
So there, you could go to the security office to say, hey, we're the... basically, at this point, you could just be like, hey, we're bounty hunters, as we established, the dead guy was our bounty target. We'd like to investigate his death, and then from there you'll get sort of more access, which will allow you to you'll be able to look at the security footage. You'll be able to make increasingly ridiculous demands of the crew if you so desire. But basically, you could theoretically just start trying to solve this murder. or you could hang out. Like, all at this point, both of them are entirely possible conceptions. But in terms of like stuff that you could do immediately, you could go look at the body, go look at the security footage. You could go break in, look at the security footage. You could go break in, look at the look at whatever's on the servers, which would include the security footage, but would give you also way more information than just the security footage.
Well, okay. I think I would go look at the security footage then. So, what does that leave Cobb with then? And Jenna.
We can go check out the. Did you say you were gonna go check out the security footage, or?
Yeah, I was going to do that.
Yeah. We can tag along. I can tag along with that, and it gets me an excuse to get a look at the computers. Maybe they'll be unattended for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a shot, I guess.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So who would like to go to their location first?
I guess let's see the footage.
Let's see the tapes.
All right. So
Jeremy, pull up the clip.
I assume you're just headed into there and you're gonna start saying, "Hello, yes, we are bounty hunters. We would like to solve this murder." Or would you like to concoct a different lie that does not obligate you to try and solve this murder?
I mean, the way I see it, the lie is that we're trying to solve the murder. We just want to make sure that it's our we got the correct bounty target, and to see if this wasn't like him faking his own death to escape, justice. That's what Cobb thinks, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, same, really.
All right. So
Yeah. So, we just want to investigate the circumstances of his death and make sure that everything's in order and that there won't be any surprises when we turn the bounty in.
All right. As you so you're allowed to review the security footage. The security footage is pretty sort of like pretty clear. There is a oh no, I gotta remember what the Star Wars thing is, because I was gonna say Gank, but that's the city in
That's Belgium, motherfucker.
yeah, it's Belgium. I figured it out.
There's definitely a Belgium in Star Wars somewhere.
I would say I know Ryloth's the France of Star Wars, but Ryloth is actually the Belgium of Star Wars because it is not a real country. So
Wait. Belgium exists in Star Wars because Star Wars takes place in a galaxy far, far away in a long time ago. So naturally, it takes place in our universe, which means that Belgium exists.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're not wrong. Also, I have to remember some things, because hey, Ganja, do you remember what the bounty hunter Leia wore the armor of at in episode
Was he not a Gam?
He was not. No, it was not a Gand.
It's no, it's not Gant. It's those other guys with the faces that have like a triangular face.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what
I think it's Boosh is the name of the bounty hunter.
Ubis. Yes, there we go.
Bees. Yeah, I was looking up the species that are in the Jekjek tar to find the name.
Yeah. And thank you, Rogue. Rogue, you helped me by giving me the bounty hunter's name so I could look up the bounty hunter species. But yes, so it is a bounty hunter, and an assassin wearing Ubis body armor, and an assassin wearing full Mandalorian armor. They go in, they knock on door is opened, they go inside, they close door, scuffle occurs, they leave.
So, two guys in full armor, totally obscured their faces. But, like, that armor, especially the Mandalorian armor, is bulky. And, like, they would have to have, like, they'd have to stow it somewhere if they're still on the ship.
Also, people
Also,
would
how many
probably...
Ubis are there on this?
I mean, we don't know that he's beast wearing Ubis. Like, that's the thing. The guy might not be a Mandalorian either.
Wait.
The armor.
I feel like people would probably notice some people walking around in full battle armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could probably try and ask around to see if anyone was seen wearing this.
Is anyone wearing like complete getup on the ship that we've seen so far that obscures like face and everything?
From my position
Aside
on
from
the
that.
ship, which was almost entirely in the gambling hall, what would I have seen?
So for there has been, in fact, you actually do recall seeing separately, the Ubis in the Ubis armor and the Mandalorian armor just kind of loitering around before the ship took off, but they, as far as you can tell, both of them disappeared by the time the ship had taken off.
What's the time? The murder happened before or after the ship had taken off?
The murder happened after the ship took off. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So
The ship had been
presumably faked exiting the ship and hid somewhere in storage compartments or in the walls.
So something that you'll notice from the security camera is that some of the security footage is there are not security cameras inside the inside like the crew sections.
Oh. So he could have took off his armor or whatever.
Yeah.
Or he could still be in armor hiding somewhere.
Yeah. And there were of course two assassins involved. And also both of them based on, you know, it being someone in Ubis armor and someone in Mandalorian armor, they have to be humanoid.
That's not a very hard criteria to fill, but
I will point out that like probably two-thirds of the people on board this vessel will not fit into either of those armors without it being obvious that they have been modified for
I guess they would also need to actually fit into those suits, which can eliminate a few more people than that, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I have a question. Can I use knowledge warfare to evaluate, like, how professional and effective this hit job was? Like, was this, like, you know, a sloppy job? Was it a really well done one? Like,
Yeah.
get some clue as to
I would say that's
As to
more.
that.
I'd say that's more knowledge. Honestly, that's more knowledge underworld than knowledge warfare.
Okay, never mind then.
Well, I can kind of tell you that just from the face, because like what it sounds like is that they just kind of beat the ever-loving shit out of this person until he stopped moving.
It does, however, I would be remiss to not sort of vaguely remind that like two people overpowering one guy and then beating the shit out of him until he died does not super well fit with the scene that you encountered, Jenna.
Okay, so this is like the damage to the room more extensive than you'd expect from a fist fight?
Less the damage to the room was more extensive than you'd expect from a fist fight, and more that like the damage to the room implied a more even fight. Like where if it was 2-on-1, you would expect there's some resistance, but eventually but the numbers game
He gets pushed into a corner and pummeled in that corner, whereas the room was like uniformly like devastated.
Yeah, the room was like trashed, like thrown chairs. Someone stole a dog.
Do we
a
not
guy
actually-
named Steel bit somebody.
Do we not actually have footage of the assassination?
Well, no, there's not. They're not putting cameras
Okay.
in people's
Enter the
private
room and then
rooms.
leave the room. That's it, right?
Yeah, you saw them enter the room. The sound of a scuffle. That eventually sort of like the scuffle lasted long enough that they killed the guy.
I guess we'll have to put this together with what we learned from the medical examination. Maybe something will become clearer.
Okay, does anything else unusual happen for the footage? Like, excepting the obvious assassination, like this, we have footage of the entire trip so far.
It's true. We should look at some of the rest of the security footage to see if we can spot the Beast and the Mandalorian elsewhere on the ship and like at different times.
Yes, you
Also,
see,
who discovered the body, I guess?
the body. Oh yes. Actually, yeah. You will see who discovered the body. Was a Bothan. Was a Bothan who came from. So the assassins split up, and then from the direction that the Mandalorian came from, which is also not the direction that the rest of the crew came, that like where you guys came from. Came a Bothan came through, was seemingly like pretty, like was calm. Like used the key card to open the door, saw the result, panicked, and ran towards the and ran towards the direction where Jenna Varson saw them, and Jenna Varson will be able to also identify the Bothan as being the same one who found the body.
Hey, wait a second. The Stallonian we talked to, knew that this person was essentially dead before the body was discovered by that Bothan, right?
What are you basing that off of?
Because, as far as I know, when Jenna saw the Bothan, we were talking to the Stallonian. And I don't think they talked directly to each other, did they?
No, they did not.
They didn't. Which means that the Stallonian already knew, essentially, that he was dead before the first person
Oh, you're saying the Salonian saying that my boss can't help you meant that he knew that his boss was dead?
Yeah, he didn't seem very surprised by the fact that he was dead either. He led us to him.
Okay, that's a fair point. I hadn't considered that before. We could look into that, see if we can squeeze something out of that Salonian.
Hmm. Also, let's also look at the footage before the assassination took place to see if there's any inconsistencies there, I guess.
I mean, so you can definitely see, like, not it's not, so the footage prior to the assassination from the camera from the camera that can view the walking, like from the camera that can view the walking, that's all well and good. That's all fine. That's all, and by fine I mean that's all completely, like, that's normal traffic. You can also, if you're looking sort of in the past, you can spot the Mandalorian in the Ubis, sort of waiting around in the in sort of the public areas of the ship, before sort of ducking back and eventually leading to them walking from different directions up to the door, going in, bang bang bang, bang bang bang, exiting dead guy behind them.
I see. So let's then go to Nevere, who was checking out the body.
Alright, so Nevere, you are at the body.
Okay. So does it look like he was stopped by any weapons?
So there are a number of cuts that you can tell right off the bat they are relatively shallow cuts, but in places that would bleed heavily.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are purely superficial wounds, but they are pretty classic gnarly superficial wounds.
What was the alleged cause of death?
Well, they don't like have like a coroner per se, but they're just saying, I don't know, blunt force trauma. The body is pretty heavily bruised.
Does this look like what you would do if you were faking someone's death to me?
I'm gonna need some sort of test for that question.
Underworld, maybe?
Yeah, you know what? I like Underworld for it, actually, yeah.
Cool.
Difficulty is going to be, 1 red, 3 purple. So if someone's idea was to fake their death, you doing this, you can think of maybe a dozen, maybe 100 less shitty ways to fake your own death.
Okay.
Like, even if you wanted to fake your own death on a ship in public, like, there are poisons that will make you look dead that aren't gonna be this painful.
Okay, Do I notice anything else interesting about this particular, like a specific fighting style or something like that? Some kind of, any kind of mark or, like a calling card?
So aside from the sort of, aside from the superficial cuts, which you would associate, honestly, you would associate them with non-sort of, with, rigged fights. It really does look like just the guy got shoved to the ground, and then kicked repeatedly in the side.
Okay, so it's kind of, more gangland style in that case. A little bit more, amateurish, you could say.
Yeah, it's amateurish would be the read.
Okay, anything else of note? Is this guy still identifiable? Like, is his, like, face completely obscured?
His face is, his face does not have much, his face does not have much bruising.
Okay,
There's
so
bruising.
it's not like he's, like, unrecognizable because he's been
Yeah.
beat up so bad.
Yeah, the
They
bruising.
did not replace.
The bruising is sort of chest back, and then I cannot stress how much bruising there is on the ribs.
Every single rib is broken.
Well, at this point, I think Cobb and Kajau and Jenna can come in and kind of share notes on what we saw on the videotapes, that it was an Ubiz and a Mandalorian, which would suggest a tremendous degree of professionalism. And yet, here we are with the casual autopsy we've been doing, suggesting that this is just a bunch of thugs working over a guy and beating him to death.
Important question. Would this Bothan fit in either of those suits of armor?
Ooh. Clever. That's some weird politics, though. If, like, two people walk into a room to kill you, and then you walk out with one of them and the other one is dead in your stead. That is some weird politics going on.
Also,
That would
one of the
be
ones
wild.
walking in would have to be a Bothan that looks similar to you.
Yeah, but again, if they weren't full armor, that's plausible.
I'm really in
There's
there.
also clones exist in this
Clones
universe, so
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, they're expensive, but you can get a clone for sure.
Clones are hella expensive.
I mean, if it's a clone, they'll probably pay out the money anyway.
This clone was back before anyone cottons on that he's still alive and out there, and there's no way to prove that's
No.
not him. It's a clone. And it's dead.
They won't take the money back.
Real
they'll go,
question
well,
is,
you got
in
one of
that
them.
case, does it cease to be a murder investigation and become a suicide investigation?
Self side, yeah. I would though, just because I have 4 pips in intellect and I want to use them. Could I do a medicine check to do another once over of the body to
yeah. If you want to do,
try and catch something?
if you want to do your own autopsy.
Yeah, Cobb has always wanted to do an autopsy.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty gonna be 3. Is
As,
that what am I looking for?
Damn.
Yeah, no. As far as you can tell, he died of getting kicked in the side repeatedly.
All right.
The threat represents Cobb feeling the empathic pain of like watching a wound.
Yeah, oof. This is
It's like,
this is a
yeah,
painful way to die.
yeah, I've got a tummy ache.
It's a bad way to go. A lightsaber is obviously much more civilized.
A lightsaber is incredibly more civilized.
My other question, because I also have a follow-up question to the would this Bothan fit in the suit of armor? Which, did you actually answer that? I don't recall.
That's gonna require you to do some math.
Fuck.
So the Bothan probably wouldn't fit in the Mando armor without
Stilts.
without some modifications. The
What about
beast
the other?
armor is probably more right. Elongated helmet.
That's interesting.
The Abyss helmet was a little bit more, had a little bit more, had a little more cloth, had a little more give. You could theoretically fit that Bothan's face in that Bothan's Equinus face in there.
The other angle I was thinking about asking about this from is, do I know about any passages into that room that could be used for, like, maintenance shafts that would happen to be connected to that room? Alternate exits?
I mean, theoretically, you have, theoretically, you could. There are a number of sort of maintenance. There is a network of maintenance hallways and a network of maintenance sort of. I guess yeah. There are maintenance tubes theoretically that could get you there. Though not. I wouldn't. Not into any one room in particular. They would just put you parallel to a room. Theoretically, you could. Put you parallel to a room that you could theoretically try and escape through with some engineering on your end.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking of potential alternate ways to approach this. Any alternate escape routes, just stuff like that you could have hidden. And could possibly still be. Who knows?
I mean, this matches the description you've got of the. This matches the description you've got of your bounty target.
Mm-hmm. Well then. I suppose to that effect, another step would probably be to track down either the killers or their armor.
Yeah, if you want to try and look for this armor, the armor is pretty distinct.
Yeah, I think we'll
we-
look for the armor.
We know at least what room they would have, like, ducked into, right? From the security cam footage?
Well, the security camera footage would cause them to, if you try and track them, the security cameras do lose them, but, they lose them in a place where you would... They're gonna be slinging into the armored individuals would left and then ducked into like crew areas where there are not security cameras.
And from there, they could, get to other parts.
We could at least, like, go to where they disappeared off the cameras and try and track them down from there, at least.
Yeah, and when they exited, they went in two different directions.
Alright, so that's two different parties. Let's split the party again. This is always a good idea.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can head to so who's gonna head after the Mandalorian? Who's gonna head after the Ubis?
You haven't... Does anyone have any specific preferences?
I'm cool with whatever.
Likewise.
Yeah, no. I can't think of a reason to go after one first or the other. One would probably lead us to the other, honestly.
It might be more effective to investigate both at once and just split the party for a little bit.
Nah, fuck it. I'm going to the Mandalorian.
All right.
I'll check out
Executive
their
action.
beasts.
The party who followed the Mandalorian, there is only one door that they could have taken, that the Mandalorian could have taken to exit the camera area. And in doing so, you were able to find you're in a laundry service hall. Like, this is a service hallway that is for the laundry. There are big industrial laundry machines, which there's a word that I'm thinking of that I think I might just be...
Laundromat.
I guess laundromat, but I'm also like, I was thinking of just a word for the machine in and of itself that I don't think actually exists. But yeah, there are big clothes washers, dryer combinations that are being used for linens and ship clothing.
Is there anyone in here?
Not at the moment, but the machines are running, and theoretically, someone's going to be coming back in here to move stuff around.
I'm just gonna keep pressing on, looking around for the Mandalorian. Armor, at least.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of places to be hiding stuff.
I'm gonna look for someone wearing it first before I start rooting through all the clothes, to be honest.
Alright. In that case, what skill would trying to track this down? Perception, I guess? I guess perception, perhaps.
Okay. I do actually have a rank in perception, believe it or not. What difficulty?
It's gonna be 2 difficulty. Alright, so some people arrive back. Some people arrive back and start questioning you, Navarre, and who came with Navarre to check out the way the Mandalorian went.
Oh, let's say Cobb.
Alright, so Cobb. You and Navarre are getting hassled by begin getting hassled by some service droids.
About what?
About being in a restricted zone. Hello, greetings, traveler. You are in a restricted zone. Please leave.
I will have you
Greetings,
know that
traveler.
I am
Shut
officially
the
a part
fuck,
of the
Vernon.
crew.
Cobb was not
You are
here.
not here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I greatly appreciate Verdant specifically saying they were going to the other scene, and then
You went to the other
Yeah.
scene, and then
I am very stupid and misinterpreted.
Lamau.
I sincerely apologize.
yeah, no. It's just very funny.
Mhm.
Let's see here. As I was saying, yes. So a droid's saying that, but while the droid is saying that, Navarre, you notice that strapped onto this service droid, actually no, it wouldn't be strapped on the service droid, but at the bottom, so the droid is basically like a laundry basket with like spindly arms to take clothing and move it. And like take stuff and move it from the basket into other receptacles. You notice that the bottom of this is the set of Mandalorian armor.
Okay. I am going to take out the bounty hunter's badge and flash it and say, this is part of a bounty target investigation, but actually, this isn't a restricted area for me or my colleague here.
The droid is
and
going to keep. The droid is going to keep repeating the greetings, traveler. This is a restricted area.
Yeah, as Navarre is speaking to the droid, I kind of just like slide up behind it and like plug in my like data pad into the back of the droid, and I'm just gonna see if I can't like get it to be a little more cooperative.
All right. You're gonna attempt to
How hard is that computer check?
Yeah, that is a computer check, and you got this. Let me see here. What's the droid I should be using for this? Oh, good. Yeah, so that's gonna be
Wrong.
1 purple.
All right, 5 success and 1 advantage.
Yeah.
How do I get 5 success on a 4 die and one of them is black?
You got 4 successes on 2 die.
Yeah, 2 doubles and then 1 single.
That's
Very nice.
Real good.
Yeah. So, hey, droid, did you who give me a list of the last people you've warned to not be in here because it's a service area?
So the droid does not have that data readily available.
Okay.
Like the droid, this is a very simple droid.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Added by the fact that the droid has only been saying this is a restricted area, hello traveler, this is a restricted area, please leave. That is all the droid has said, and that might be all the droid can say from what, like, because you just kind of popped off the back of its head, slapped the data pad in there, and like, oh.
Yes.
But the droid does give you a timer on when you can tell when the weight of the pack, like when the weight was dropped onto the when the armor was dropped in.
Okay, so we've got a time for the armor.
Yeah, the droid keeps the droid does keep track of when the weight of the
item. It's got the brain of a self-checkout stall.
Yes, essentially.
It knows if you're trying to cheat the weight.
Yeah. So
Okay.
The weight does it does also explicitly you can tell down to you can tell that it took 2.5 minutes for whoever took off this Mandalorian armor to take off this Mandalorian armor, because you can see the weight of a Mandalorian helmet.
Yeah.
Gauntlet, bracer, greaves,
Breastplate.
Yeah, you can see as each of those pieces is dropped into the basket.
Hey, Navarre, you want to find out if this is real Beskar steel?
Oh my god, you could. God damn it.
Yeah, I think you should do it.
Okay. He set up one of the greaves and to
You hold it in front of
experimentally
you.
slice. Yeah, no, I just put it up on a table or whatever, or on a countertop. On top of the droid, yeah, on the droid's head. I balanced the wrist.
See, I was like the idea you're holding a creative breaking competition. You're just holding out the.
No, I'm not gonna hold my hand. Cobb is a coward. Yeah, no, he's not gonna take any risk like that.
I would like to add that the droid actually is very intelligent and is in fact trying to warn you, but all it can say is, you are not allowed to be here.
The droid has only the brain of a self-checkout machine.
He has no mouth and he must scream.
Yeah, he is trying to warn us though, but he does have the brain of himself.
Well, he can scream, but he can only scream in one preset phrase.
So I'm actually gonna look at Cobb and I'm gonna go, isn't Mandalorian armor worth a lot of money?
Only if it's real Beskar.
Is it real Beskar?
Well, there's one way to find out.
I mean, there are other ways to find out, but there is one way to find out.
Yeah. If you can cut it in half, then it's not Beskar.
Kajov manages to actually pop out upon hearing, psychically sensing the phrase, "Isn't Beskar steel worth a lot of money?"
Kajov's done their one pop out randomly.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll just spend a force point to use enough.
Yeah, actually, no, you spend a force point, you can't just suddenly appear.
So
I
the-
am
the-
just joking, but
I know, I
it is
know.
worth thinking about.
So the ally you guys are talking about, it's the one that just doesn't get cut by lightsabers, right?
Yeah, it does.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and cut it with a lightsaber then.
Hell yeah.
and it's gonna Ooh, check that purity quality, baby.
Yeah, I mean this is the only way.
There are other ways, but this is the only way.
This is the way.
But yeah, check that purity quality, baby. That's solid. That's there.
Cobb's eyes turn into dollar signs and his jaw hits the deck. Because, yeah, Beskar Steel is worth a lot of money.
Yeah, no. This is this is insanely valuable, and also you found it in a laundry bin.
There is only. Listen, I'm sure Karmic had a great murder mystery here. Unfortunately, Navarre is a very simple man, and he's just gonna look up and say, "Let's just take the arm."
Yeah, that's a dub. We're gonna take the dub, for sure. That's like... yeah. So, Cobb just starts reaching into the laundry and making like an impromptu hobo bindle to bindle up all the armor.
He's done this before.
Yes, correct. Just get a big tablecloth or whatever and just wrap it all up. Get some padding in there so it doesn't clank too much. So it doesn't sound like I have a big bag full of tin cans.
A big bag full of metal.
Yeah. Just, I'm also stealing laundry, but that's
Well, you're not stealing laundry. You're using laundry.
Comic, how big is this little droid that's accosted us?
Have you ever seen those big industrial laundry bins? Like the on rails laundry bins?
Yeah.
Like it's one of those with 3 spindly droid arms and a vaguely a droid torso with a face behind it.
It's like a droid centaur, but instead of half horse, it's half laundry cart.
Yes.
But also, I'm going to memory wipe the droid. Leave no weight.
Oh yeah, that's probably the smart thing to do at this point.
Yeah, just reformatting its entire shit, just really fucking it up.
If it was small enough, I would have kidnapped the droid.
Yeah, that would have been fun. But sadly, I don't think we'd make it out of here with the droid unnoticed.
Yep.
My hobo bindle, on the other hand, that will go
The
by.
Hobo Bindle saw it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could
we are
just say, we've got this. This is part of our investigation. Wink, wink. But instead,
It's
it's
evidence.
the hobo bindle.
This is my evidence bindle. No last question.
It's a bounty hunter's classic. Yeah, so I think Cobb and Navarre, we're just rubbing our hands as we return to the
Yeah, cackling like madmen.
All right. So Navarre.
Yes.
No, that's not. That's casual.
We do confuse these names a lot. This consistently happens.
Yeah, but they're not at all similar. Is the
They
thing.
have an A and a V in them. That's basically the
Yeah,
same.
it's not like Vojak is something. The way Navarre's name backwards is. Alright, anyway.
The Navarre's name backwards is supposed to be something?
Revan.
Yes, it's the Revan backwards.
Oh my god.
It took you how many weeks to slap
I never even thought about it.
Wait, you didn't what? Alright,
Which is crazy, because I'm pretty sure in a previous session we made the relic is killer backwards DNA
yeah,
joke.
I make that joke constantly. Alright, so, Kajov and Jenna.
Mhm.
You have you've got a couple of different places for your character to have ducked out, just because of the way sort of the cameras were set up. There were a couple of different places that don't have cameras that you could duck into. However, one of them, yeah, one of them is a like a staff room, and then the other is a hallway, is a staff hallway that leads back around towards the main the main deck where everything where you all saw it happen, where you were when it happened.
Mhm. Yeah, so, what's there?
Oh, well, which one are you gonna go? Which one are you gonna check out first?
I would.
There are two options. Which one?
Could you repeat the options for me again?
All right. So there was like a staff room on one side, and then opposite the staff room was a door to a access hallway that led back to the main deck.
I'll check out the access hallway. Jenna, you check out the staff room.
All right.
So,
Kashov, you recognize that this access hallway will sort of loop back around to the main deck. It also connects with another access hallway, and it's basically sort of the bypass route that allows you to get to sort of this half of the that allows you to get to this half of the ship, as well as the room without contacting anyone else. Looking around it, I'm not even gonna have you roll. There's nothing sort of aside from just like it being a very sort of easy to like, aside from it being important in terms of being able to move distances quickly. This is not a, like, there's not really anywhere in this hallway where you could store a set of armor.
okay.
So, Jenna.
Right, what do I see?
So you've got a staff lounge. Couple of the. So one of the staff there recognizes you from the med bay that oh yeah, this is one of those bounty hunters that's working on this. And tells everyone else to we're just gonna assist them in whatever way we can, right? Getting murmurs of confirmation.
Right, I'm gonna describe the suit of armor we're looking for and see if they know the location or if someone dressed like that has come through at some point.
Give me a perception test.
Alright, what's the difficulty?
1 red, 1 purple.
Interesting.
So, nobody has seen, like, a couple of people who've been working the floor were like, yeah, no, there was somebody matching that description who was out on the floor before we took off. I don't know what ever happened to them because I haven't seen them since we took off. A security officer was like, actually, yeah, no, I didn't review the footage myself, but I heard about that stuff. And basically, everybody sort of starts talking about each other and over each other, and then the medic who said that you were investigating it, notices an obese bounty hunter's like gauntlet, and then helps you find all throughout the all like hidden away the entire set of armor inside this room. Like sort of haphazardly thrown, like the belts have all been thrown sort of like under a couch. Like the overcoat is like the overcoat's hanging up in the hanging up. The helmet has been, the helmet was like thrown into a potted plant.
Huh.
But yeah.
Does this room have security footage of it?
This room does not have security footage of it, as the
Crew quarters don't. Yeah.
yeah the crew quarters don't. For I'm gonna call it ideological reasons. But yeah, so the entire suit is to be found here.
Alright,
Also,
I guess I will.
with
Go
that
on.
advantage, actually, here's something that you also notice. The medic who introduced you and found the like, actually, it wasn't the gauntlet, it was the Abyss helmet that the medic found, like, the medic, like, spotted then found, because I feel like that's better, like, that's a better, like, shot, essentially, the medic going, oh, hey, it's an Abyss helmet! I feel like that's better. But that medic you also recognize as being one of the two medics to respond to the emergency call, who took the body away.
Oh. Interesting. I guess I will report. I assume we have like comm links on us.
Yeah, you can call them.
Report my finding of the body armor to the remainder of our group. It's for Kajov. I can just like yell
Mhm.
around the corner, but
Also, if you head into that, like, if you duck your head into that hallway, you will notice that that hallway is where the two medics came out of. Like, that hallway leads to the doorway the medics came out of.
Huh. That's very interesting.
are both the medics humanoid?
Yes, both the medics were human.
I think we're on the same line of thought here.
Yeah.
It would be it's a very profitable side job to be both a bounty hunt or an assassin and a medic.
Burn the candle at both ends, as it is.
Mm-hmm. Playing both sides, so you always come out on top.
Playing the death game and the life game. But yeah, so you are fully able to recollect at at your room.
So,
You can justify the big bag of Beskar you got?
hey, what's in that bag?
Evidence.
What kind of evidence?
We'll show you on the ship.
Did you all take the Abyss bounty hunters stuff, or did you leave that?
I would have taken it.
All right. So yeah, so you've got two sets of you've got both sets of the assassin's armors.
We've got one set of the assassin's armor.
They're gonna let you
That's
take
what,
it.
that's what all the logs are going. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they're going to, like, mark down that we
obese
found
armor for
the obese armor. They're going to mark down that we found the obese armor. Just the obese armor.
Yeah, we just don't know where the Mandalorian armor went. It's
It'll
just a
turn up, I'm
mystery.
sure.
Anyways,
It's
anyone
probably
interested in
skinny.
buying Beskar steel?
Technically, it's Beskar iron because steel is an alloy.
It's
But
the
why
minute
wouldn't you
rust.
alloy? Why
I mean,
wouldn't you?
in
Why wouldn't you
fairness, like anybody who wears that stuff for a while is probably going to get some carbon scoring on it.
You know what? That's true actually. Yeah, that's fair.
Why wouldn't you alloy it? Why would you just wear iron, just pure iron in like the far future? That sounds
Iron
like the most
is
perverted
very
thing in
rarely
the universe.
pure. It would just be an alloy with less carbon content than steel.
I know.
Anyway, Karmic, I want to investigate the obese armor and see if there's anything particular about it. Are there any, like, biological samples in it that could be tested? Is there any modifications to it? Any
Is the wage
leftover
full or empty?
effects?
So the
you know?
the modification that you immediately notice, like before even having to make like any checks, is that it does appear that the armor was made to be lost in a hurry. Like the armor was modified to be taken off in a hurry.
An obese stripper assassin.
Yeah.
So we're on 3 professions with this assassin now.
It's got the quick release pants with the buttons down the side. You can just tear off.
I mean, yeah, like that's kind of it. It's the armor has got sort of it's got looser. It's looser in places. It's got the quick releases on it. It's kind of designed to be very quickly sort of dismantled.
So, also looking through the obese armor, is there any fur in it?
No.
Okay.
What species were the 2 medics, if we could tell?
They were both humans or like a boring near human.
Yeah, like, not an obese, which is near human, but they, like, look fucked up.
Yeah, when I say a boring near human, I of course mean a near human that would just be played by a human actor with no prosthetics.
No makeup, yeah.
Human too.
Human harder?
But yeah, so
Human
human
plus.
or boring near human was the 2 medics.
Okay.
It's kind of fucked up that we rate species on how close they are to humans.
There are a lot of humans, Kashov. I do not think you understand how 60% of the galaxy is one species. It's weird.
Hmm.
Humans are just better at fucking.
Like Duros have been around in the galaxy longer than humans, but there are more humans than Duro.
Yeah. It's because we can't stop abandoning our terrible parents.
Oh no, that
Oh, it's Duro's culture to do
that's
that.
just you doing. That's just you accepting your culture.
At least according to me.
That's how you justify it.
Well, Cobb is the only Duros I know, so I have to believe him.
But yes, so yeah.
Hey, you
Shrug.
want to kidnap those medics?
I love the idea of just jumping directly to kidnapping the medics.
Well, I
You
mean,
do
it's
need a
natural.
doctor. A ship doctor would be helpful.
I mean, I
I'm not
guess
kidnapping any people, only robots.
There was a medical droid in the There was a medical droid in the medbay.
I'm focused on stealing the armor right now.
Yeah.
You can't steal two things at once. That'd be ridiculous.
You know what? That's fair, I guess. Alright. So what is the game plan?
Well, I think it's clear to me that these assassins are simply too good. We should not fuck with them.
Yeah,
Evidently.
I think we've got everything we need.
You know, I think we
How
got.
deadly are they, though? We don't really know how deadly they are.
Listen,
They were willing to
here's
leave
done.
behind real Mandalorian armor. You do not want to get into that kind of situation.
Yeah, but they don't have the
Whatever that is.
Mandalorian armor anymore. They're weak and soft.
I mean, they might never have even had Mandalorian armor. Who's to say it wasn't just a cardboard mock-up to fool the security
Who's
camera?
to say it
Todd
was
yeah,
just a
out loud.
cardboard mock-up of Mandalorian armor?
Yeah,
That's fun.
but
It's
this
the
was
only
a
they could have.
unrelated suit of Mandalorian armor lying around.
Yeah, we found
you
this
just
on the
leave a
Demon
suit-
Moon.
Scar Steel lying around? No.
Yeah, we found this on the Demon Moon of Duxon.
So I'm going to mention my suspicions regarding the pair of medics who were working on the body and the fact that we know that there were two assassins. We know that one of them pointed out what they were in the room where the armor was taken off, and we know that that hallway from that room leads to where the assassins came from for the attack.
Okay.
Does anyone have an idea of how we could look into this further?
Well, there's always the classic, we could just accuse them and then see how they react.
Yeah, but I feel like if we do that, we just go with the kidnapping them.
You are fixated on kidnapping. Cobb, what
Why
do
not?
you think? Alright, Cobb is... he's smoking death sticks right now.
I mean, that's a vote for me because he's smoking death sticks.
Disagree. I'm pretty happy to just confront them, to be honest. Because, no, we'll get an idea from their reaction. I think more investigation is just gonna obscure things.
Yeah, and worst case scenario is you've got some time. If you want
Yeah,
to
exactly.
if you want to sit and stew on this and do this when you're closer to the thing, or you could just go and yell at them now.
I'll go yell at him now.
Well, I want to
Anyone-
kidnap them because, like, if we're wrong, doesn't matter. But if we're right, we'll have a chance to fight back.
If we're wrong, that's why
You're the one who
I
said that they were dangerous.
That's why I want to kidnap them, because if we're wrong, it doesn't matter. Oh my god.
I'm activating my ability to turn off casual. And I'm gonna lead the gang to wherever the two medics are.
Actually, one thing we could do is we could look at the footage we have from the security cams and see if there's if there's ever any instance where both the assassins and the medics are visible in different areas at the same time.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty smart to do.
Yeah,
Okay, we can do that first.
If you wanna spend some time doing that, I'm gonna say that overall, thus far, your investigation's been like a few days because you just spent some time poring over some stuff, going and looking at stuff, presumably also eating and sleeping. But I know that you guys can choose to avoid that if you so desire. But yeah, so looking through the footage, checking the footage, checking the tape, as it were. You, as far as you can tell, you can't find times when the medics are both. So the medics. Actually, you know what? You know what you would notice? The medics don't show up until after the assassination happened. Like, it's only the droid working in the med bay until those two medics get the body up and into there. And you can sort of so if you scroll back multiple, if you go back like to before shore leave, there were two medics, but it was two different medics before shore leave.
I see.
But that's not necessarily that much of a problem because a lot of the crew positions, like all of the dealers at the tables, those did like the dealers all left and clearly got off the ship at Corellia when they stopped, and then a new set of dealers got on. That it's only suspicious because the two medics didn't show up until after the assassination, and when they showed up, they showed up explicitly to go and get the dead body and take the dead body to the med bay where they put it under stasis.
Okay, I have an idea. We feign a medical emergency to bring the medics out into the open.
Okay.
And
You do it,
then
Kaijo.
what?
I mean, it was gonna be me. It was gonna be someone else.
You know what would be a perfect medical emergency? Someone losing a limb.
Good idea.
I don't like this plan anymore.
But yeah, if you want, you can go confront the medics. The medics will likely be in medbay at some point. You can confront the medics in medbay.
Why are we confronting them? This is a question Cobb is asking.
Is that an in or out of character
Yes,
question?
yes, this is a question Cobb is asking.
Because I literally just explained that we have a bunch of circumstantial evidence tying them to potentially being the assassins, and also we just discovered that even more circumstantial evidence from the footage that these medics didn't show up until after the assassination happened.
Yeah, but like, how is that our problem?
Because we want to get the link of what happened with this assassination, both to verify that we have our bounty and to potentially get information on the bonus objective of the links to organized crime.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Look,
I thought we were content with the identification on the target, but the links to organized crime definitely could help.
Cobb's eyes have just been seeing the dollar signs from the Beskar since he found it.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's very Owuga Humana Humana, you know.
Listen, I got what I wanted.
But yeah, if you want to confront the medics, you gotta.
I mean, I'm happy to.
I'm
I'm also
convinced.
happy to
I'll
just get the
try.
money and run.
You've got a couple of days before the ship lands, so if you like, if in character there's some debate back and forth.
Okay, Nevere, what does the lightsaber tell you to do?
It's a good question. What does Lightsaber tell me to do?
Look, at this point, this entire look, you look. All I'm caring about right now is you probably like. I know that they're like, oh, the Beskar super valuable. Nah, man, it's good. It's good, is what it is. Oh wait, you were asking about like the whole murder mystery plot?
Yeah, the situation.
I don't know. You go talk to them. Who cares? Whatever. Just make sure that Beskar doesn't get sold.
It appears to me that the Lightsaber simply wants us to get out of here with the Beskars. So
That is a fair interpretation of that.
Cobb and the lightsaber share a mental high five for being in sync with our objective.
Oh
Yeah,
no, we do not share a mental high five. Our objectives are very different, I assure you.
Oh, for now, to get out of here with the Beskar being the priority. Yeah, I realize in the future it might change, but for now, we are of one mind.
We are a couple steps away from the lightsaber going. All right, now, before Cobb can find a buyer, kill him and
Kill
take
him.
it. I know a guy. He probably doesn't exist anymore, but I know a guy.
He probably doesn't exist, but I know a guy. Alright, Jenna, what do you want to do? Because you're the only one who hasn't voted on where we should go.
I think we should confront them.
Okay, let's confront them then.
Sick. Very happy. The thing that sucks about giving the lightsaber an actual personality is that the lightsaber has wants that differ from me. So yeah, you can go confront them in the med bay.
Okay.
You've got.
I think we consulted everyone who could possibly have an opinion at this point. Kermit?
Yes. So yeah, like I said, you've got the two medics. There's a medical droid back there. The corpse still looks fresh and fine, which is kind of weird, but
Okay. Yeah, so when we get down there, I'm gonna look at the two medics and I'm gonna say, hey, has anyone around here lost some, what's the material called again? The material that the lightsaber's got. Yeah, anyone lost any of that armor recently?
I was
I'm
really
going
hoping,
to-
I was literally hoping that the Nevere in character was like, what was the armor called? I don't know.
And then I am not turned on, just going to show them the lightsaber.
I can't say that I have experienced anything of the sort. How about you? No, no, you look terrified as well. All right, yeah, no. What's the trouble, Jedi?
Whoa, wait. What skill did you say?
What's the trouble, Master Jedi?
That was Kajov in character.
Okay, what did you ask?
What steel did you say again, Navarre?
I think it's a Beskar seal or something like that.
Beskar. Beskar, isn't that like incredibly valuable? Where did you find it?
You are forgetting the mission. How could you be so how could you be so unfocused? And he's gonna snap and go anyway. So here's an interesting thing I saw during my investigation: is I saw two gentlemen kill this guy in armor, and then they disappeared. And then we found the armor around the ship. Now that's crazy, right? That's pretty nuts. And then
Themselves nuts. Yes, yeah.
and then we noticed that there were two guys that only appeared after he died on this ship, and then they weren't on security cameras at any point at the same time as the two guys in armor. Now, isn't that interesting?
I mean, yeah, that does come across as weird, yeah.
So, wouldn't it be interesting to say if, say, you two were those two guys?
I mean that you're presenting an idea. You're presenting an idea. I'm Master Jedi. I'm sure that's very straightforward and reasonable. Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
that's
this is
believable.
a little bit of a diversion. Did you know that the way bounties work is they only really care about life or death. They don't really care about number of limbs that they have or sort of how they feel. And the way lightsabers work is they cauterize wounds instantly, so they don't kill people if you just chop off the limbs. So, what's very interesting is you can really like thin someone down to make them easier to carry. If like I don't know, they spent a lot of time playing dumb while you're talking to them instead of just handing themselves in. Did you know that?
You know what? You've given me a great deal of food for thought, and I mean I don't. I see sort of the line of reasoning you are putting together, but I don't. I'm not wanted for any bounties, and neither of us are, as far as I'm aware. So that's it would be news to me that you would need to get through the sequencing.
So if I check the bounty listings now, and there's a bounty for, I don't know, say 2 assassins that just killed someone that had a bounty open for them, and they don't have much information on them yet, but, you know, what do you think would happen then?
Well, I do not believe that I
have an idea. So I want to walk up to the corpse.
Yeah?
So this guy is dead, right?
He seems dead, yeah.
I'm gonna pull out a gun, point at it. So if I blast him in the brain right now, that won't be a problem, right?
Yes, it would be a problem, I would presume. As of now, he is an open casket funeral, but that seems needlessly desecration. That seems needlessly like desecrating a corpse.
But you won't have any problems, you know, I just blasted him in the head right now, right?
I mean, I would have problems with you desecrating a corpse, yes.
I think Kajov is going at the wrong angle, as always.
That's true for just anything Kajov does, isn't it?
Yeah. So I would like to look at the two medics again, and I'd like to. So you're absolutely sure there is nothing you want to tell me right now, as I turn on the lightsaber and I am attempting to coerce, as you might imagine.
Yeah. Does it, coercion against, 3 purple, 1 red.
Okay, I'm gonna flip a light side token myself.
Alright.
So it's 3 purple, 1 red.
Yeah. Also get a boost die from whatever Verdon's doing.
Okay, I'll roll a boost now. Boost die from confusion of Kajov. I believe that is just 2 threat then.
Yeah, that is 2 threat. So once you turn the lightsaber on, one of the physicians says something in a language that none of you recognize. And then the other one like looks a lot calmer now that the lightsaber's on. And then says sort of like they were reading off of a they're reading off of a sheet for what to do if you are being threatened by a cruise goer. And they begin to say that, sir, I am an employee of this cruise line, dedicated to their craft. I have survived several background checks provided by the company, and I assure you that whatever your beliefs, your actions as a bounty hunter are not justified your actions as a bounty hunter do not justify you in threatening us in this space. If you do not leave, I will be forced to take further action. Hey, I got a question for Casual, by the way.
Yep.
Is your face mask just aesthetic, or is it actually?
We'll say it is functional, actually, because that seems like a situation that comes up a lot.
Do you have? It does seem that you don't have the stuff mechanically, but we'll say it. We'll make it work.
I have the money to buy one, so we'll just say.
As I said, it's doable.
I have a lightsaber. Like you have a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah. So what is your response to this?
I'm gonna ask to see their IDs.
Yeah, no, they is the lightsaber still on?
Yep.
I mean, they're showing you their IDs, but they are showing you their IDs, sort of placing it on table, pushing table towards you, rather than approaching you in any respects.
I'm gonna look around the others and say, you guys got any questions?
I want to do something extremely stupid.
You were pointing a gun at a dead man's head, so let's see where you go from there.
What if I blast the dead man's foot?
If you blast the dead man's foot, I mean,
I kind of understand he's dead. He's definitely dead.
If you blast,
I am convinced this man is not actually dead.
if
You
blast,
are fixated.
If you blast the dead man's foot, blast the dead man's foot.
If Slim were here, he'd be making fun of you. If he were
I wouldn't be threatening to do this. I would just do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I was saying you just because you're pointing. Like, as I said, you were pointing a gun at a dead man's head, and then as this scenario gets weirdly less tense, like gets weird, you just go and shoot in the leg. Which there's no bodily reaction. This doesn't cause the body to jump. It does cause the two physicians to jump, as a blaster bolt is not something they experience frequently.
You know, I told you he was dead. It's
I
better
did
to
tell,
not
I
to-
did tell them he was dead. I'm gonna tell later. Kaja was annoyed me into simply just taking the money.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can
Always
run
take the
their
devil on the
you
board.
can run a scanner over their IDs. Their IDs are like these are their IDs. You can go run them. You can go check them. Everything will check out. So if you want to go take their IDs and do that, you can.
I'm not gonna do that. That seems like a lot of work.
That's fair.
Listen, we're not getting paid enough for this. Whatever this is.
Whatever's happening, you're just gonna let it happen.
Yeah, I'm turning off the lights out. I'm gonna like,
It's your
I'm-
guys' lucky day. Just, take
Yeah,
it and then walk
I'm
away.
curious.
Whatever
Are
happens.
those IDs issued by the ship, or are those IDs issued by a government agency in the Corallian sector?
I mean it's like a it's like a wallet or it's like a wallet with like on one side is like a ship ID, on the other side is an actual ID.
Yeah, it's on the blockchain too.
It is also on the blockchain, but that's just because that's how Corellia does stuff, is they put stuff on the blockchain.
Well, I'm thinking if these guys are crooked and they have official IDs that were issued by the government, that could be our link to the officials who are getting bribed.
But yeah, no, you can jot down the information, because these are valid IDs from the IDs appear. I should say the IDs appear valid. I should be clear. Stating that they are one of them is a citizen of Tralis, and the other is a citizen of Dral. And yeah, that's kind of where it's at.
So we're arriving on Drawl soon, then?
Yeah, you'll be arriving on Drawl, you'll be arriving on Drawl in like 36 hours. However, is anybody, so what are you all doing with this time?
I actually want to use, since it's within, we're going to be arriving within a day, right?
Yeah.
36 hours, so a little more.
I would actually like to use Force 4C to see if we're actually gonna walk out with the body or not.
All right, yeah. Well, yeah, you're gonna use 4C, and then I'm gonna give you some vague visions. Cool. Yeah, roll me that force check. All right, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually perfect. So you see the Bothan, who you had pointed a gun at, waking up, like getting woken up, and being in massive and like being in a wheelchair, as the Solonian flies a shuttle, away from the ship.
I knew that fucker wasn't dead! I knew it!
What are you talking about? Of course he's dead. You even shot him.
No, that fucker's not dead. He's about to get up.
You're crazy, guys.
I shot him in the leg.
I did really, really like that you put a gun to the dead man's head, and you could have actually killed him in that moment.
I was hoping to get a reaction out of them, but I guess I wasn't doing enough.
Well, alright, so you were gonna get it, like, they were trying to play it cool, and also, there was a guy with lightsaber directly in front of them, dragging their attention.
They had a lot to process.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you go looking into it, you will see that like about 50 minutes after your encounter, the corpse, the medics, and the Solonian stole one of the tender shuttles and took the tender shuttle away.
But this hasn't happened yet.
No, it happened.
Wait.
Your vision was so the shuttle taking them away, that was your vision giving you some artistic license. Because it won't be for a few hours before they're able to uninduce the false death they applied to the.
Oh, but I'm still on the ship.
No.
No?
Oh, they left after we shot him in the leg.
Yeah, they left. They left as soon as they could.
Okay.
After you guys like
After
you guys barged in, having established. Yeah, no, we've figured out basically everything what's going on except for the fact that he's not. Actually, no, you even demonstrated to know that he wasn't dead. So he said, "Hey, yeah, we rumbled your entire plot. Okay, bye."
Well, Navarre just decided to leave.
Oh my god, it's very good.
Oh my
it's-
god.
How do you
it's,
get dead?
it's very good.
I knew he wasn't dead, but I had no way to, like, force them to do anything
It's
about it.
very good.
We were focusing too much on the two guys. We should have just taken the body.
20 XP.
Listen, consider this. With the information I was given, I was being logical. You were being fixated.
Yeah, but I was right.
Oh man, that was so good.
I was fixated on the truth.